Right guys, I've got a 3.5 ton Renault Master horsebox behind, and it's in for ramp repairs. The ramp's rotten, so it needs reboarding. So I've started taking the caplings off, and then I thought, might as well make a video. So yeah, here we go.
Tuesday afternoon.
Living the dream. Okay, so that's the horsebox there. Side ramp on it, and the board's rotten. I've taken the caplings off there, which just went along and held the matting on there. So yeah, you can see down here. So you can see all that. Absolutely.
His female victim, who was 65 years old, has been blinded in one eye.
So yeah, let's get this pulled apart. Okay, so I'm just busy peeling the matting off there now, pulling this back, because as you can see, we've got the main screws under there for the top boarding. Okay, so that's the matting stripped off. Let you see it. I've actually put a board on here and a piece in here. So probably whoever boarded it is probably just trying to get the maximum out of what they had. But yep. So what we need to do is get these screws out, coach bolts out, and get it pulled apart. Right, so what I'm doing now is just undoing these external nuts that hold the catches. Well, I'll take the two off that hold the struts on, these two, and then the buffers, because that all goes through the wood with the coach bolts. So we've got all them out there now. Okay, that's the fittings out. You can see I've knocked the coach bolts through there that holds the wood on. See them there? So we'll get them pulled out, and then we'll get all these screws that are holding it down pulled out. Right, that's the last screw on this piece here on the end of the board. Oh, see how rotten that is. Rotten as a turd. Hang on, we've got one screw in there still. See if I can get that one out. Yeah. There we go. Right, so that's that strip off. Just keep on going until we get the main board off there now. Yep, so that is the first bit of boarding removed. You can see how rotten that is. So we'll just crack on and get the rest of the board off there now. Okay, so all the screws are out, I think. So, let me get my hand under it. No. Feels like there might be a screw in. Here maybe. No, there's definitely a screw still in. That's the little bugger there. We've got one in. See it? Get that out, then the board should come off. Right then, take two. See if we can get this board off. That's it. Right, that's the board off. and that lets us see the bare bones of the ramp. Okay, so next job, now the rotten top board's off, is to get this rotten
Let's celebrate with some glorious weather today, shall we?
inner board off, which is a bit of a design fault actually. So I think I'm going to have to do is cut these welds off, get rid of this piece of angle iron, then hopefully be able to slip that board out or break it up and get it out, and then hopefully slip the new board in from this side. Let's see how it goes. Nope, can't get that board out. It's all held in behind here. You can see behind the trim. So gonna have to strip the whole side of the ramp out. Okay, so that is the capping's all removed, and you can see that's letting me get into this wood behind. So yeah, just need to keep on cracking around and get this out aluminium skin off. Okay, so that is the panel removed there. See the panel there? It's a bit of an odd way they've built that ramp, to be honest. It's a bit of a weird build, but look at that. Totally rotten. Totally rotted out. So yeah, let's get that wooden panel off there now. Right, so I'm just buzzing these last screws out there. You can really see how rotten that board is. Right, that's them all out, I think. So that should. There we go. And there we go. That's the real bare bones of the ramp exposed there now. So yeah, that's that. Rotten out piece of plywood removed. So let's get some new wood ordered up, and we'll get that repaired. Okay, so I've put my radio and tools inside in case it rains. So let's go and get some wood and get this ramp repaired. Okay, so that's the marine ply, the two different thicknesses, the two different sheets in my van. So let's get that out. Okay, so there's the new board laid out the back of the vehicle there, and that should last a bit longer. Nice marine ply. Lovely jubbly. Okay, let's get the extension cables out. We'll get the chop saw rigged up and we'll get that cut to size. Right, so I'm just giving the frame a rub down there, and I'll give that a paint, and that'll protect it for a good few more years. Right guys, so that's the frame all painted. I've actually stone guarded that, so that should be good. Oasis on the radio. Doesn't get any better, does it? Right then, so that is the outer panel. So I've marked it, so we're just going to cut that through there now to size. Right, so that's the board cut to size there. So we'll offer it up to the frame there now. Right, so that's the frame laid over the top of the old, the old frame laid over the top of the new one. And I'm just marking out these notch outs that I've got to cut out. There we go. Right, so we're all notched out there now. So let's try the board up there onto the frame. Okay, so I've got the panel on there. I've got the gap set. I've just put 2 screws in just to hold it, so I know it all fits, it's all good. So I'm going to take it off there now, and I'm going to blackjack the inside, which is like a bitumen paint. I'm going to blackjack that, and that'll protect it. It should have had that to start with, but it hasn't. Right, so that's the blackjack, black bitumen paint, and that'll protect the wood. Right guys, that's the blackjack paint getting put on there. It actually goes on lovely, this stuff. Really good. And that'll give it really good protection from all the moisture, especially from the horse pee. So that is the outside 9mm sheet all painted with the blackjack. And most importantly, the edges are sealed. Anyone that knows plywood knows that it tries to delaminate from the edge. So they're all sealed. So I'll let that set a bit and then we'll get that fitted. Okay, so that's the painted sheet fitted on there. I've got 2 screws in. You can see where I've measured and marked where all the screws have got to go. So I'm going to get that drilled and screwed on now. And they're the new screws that I'm using. Brilliant things then. Right, that's the board all screwed on. You can see all the screws are in there. So next job is to get this top section of board off. But see how that's all soft there. So the reason they put this piece in the top, you see that there? You see that all spongy there? That's rotten. So the reason they've done it like that is because you can only buy an 8x4 sheet of ply. So this piece here that I've got is an 8x4, which is obviously cut down to make it the right length. So you need to put a piece in the top because you can't buy a piece of ply that deep. Right then, let's get this top section taken off. Just let the ramp down there, and that ramp's not even made straight. Whoever's made that ramp, you've got a massive gap here, and then it kind of tapers off to here. Absolutely, totally cockeyed. Right, that's the strip off there, and you can see more just rotten rubbish. So let's get that off. So that's that rotten wood off the top. You can see the frame again there. So it's just a case of getting rid of all these rivets, screws, clean up the frame again, paint it black, and get the top wood put in. Okay, so that's the top frame cleaned off and painted. Right, that's the blackjack going onto the right hand side panel that I've cut there. And that's the last bit of the outer skin blackjacked. So guys, that's it all reboarded. That's the 9mm all reboarded on the outside. So what I'm going to do now is start putting the trim back on. Right then guys, so that's it all reboarded. That's the 9mm skin of ply on the outside. So we'll paint that with blackjack now, and then we can get the outside aluminium skin put back on. And that's the blackjack going on. Lovely jubbly. So that's the blackjack all applied. We'll let that dry a bit. Let's get a cup of tea, and then we can get that outer skin put back on. Okay, so that's the top capping, the trim back on. Right, and guys, let's get the outer aluminium trim put back on. And that's the new outer skin. You can see that's it from the inside there. So what I'm going to do now is just drill through here so it gets the holes through the board, and then we can bolt that outer aluminium skin on and get it all lined up. Okay, so that's the 4 bolts sticking through. They'll line up with the 4 on here, and then we can bolt that on. Right, that's the top trim on, top capping on, capping along here's on. There's a handle goes on here, there's a buffer goes on here. The 2 brackets are on for the gas struts. So that's that side panel all on. When I think what I'll do, I'll get the inside done first, the inside board done, and then when I know everything's all fitting right, I'll get this capping put back on and this capping put back on, and then we'll get the latches put back on. Right, I've got to go on a breakdown now, so that's enough for today. I don't think I'll get a chance to touch that any more today, so yep, it'll be late when I get back, so yep, we'll crack on tomorrow. Okay, so it's been raining in the night, bit of rain out, but it's gone now. So yeah, I've decided I'm going to put the cappings on, so that's the cappings going on there now. This side to do now. Okay, so that's the 18mm board, cut, dropped into position. I know that fits now, so I'm going to put some blackjack on the underside of it now. Okay, so that's the underside of the main board. Just getting blackjacked there. Right, so that's that side of the board blackjacked, and it's dropped on top of the ramp there, so I'm going to screw that on now. Okay, so I'm busy welding in this piece of angle iron that I took out in the beginning, and that's what seals up against this seal on the inside of the door there. Okay, that's the screws going in there, holding this main top board on. They've got to be nice and flush. I've countersunk them, you can see how I've countersunk them there, so that the matting sits nice and flush on them. Okay, so that is that main board all screwed down there. So what I got to do now is put a plank in here, and that's that job done. Okay, so that's the infill bit here, blackjacked. Let's drop it in. Okay, here we go. Just flip that over, put that in. And there we go, that's that one in. Right, that's the old struts on, but I'm putting new ones on. I'm just waiting for the new ones because they've lost their oomph. And I'm just drilling through here there now. And that will take the 3 buffers that go along there. Right, all new coach bolts, so let's get them in. Okay, so that is the outside of the ramp, all done. All the fixings and fittings are on. All I've got to do is let it down, blackjack the inside, get the carpet on, which I'm waiting for, and get the trims on that. Okay, so that is the ramp. All done, all blackjacked, painted top, bottom. All we've got to do is let that dry, get the contact adhesive, spray that on, and get that new matting put on. Right then guys, I'm still waiting for the matting coming and the 2 gas struts. They haven't arrived yet. So, yep, I hope you enjoyed watching this part of the video. I'll make part 2, fitting the gas struts, adjusting them. I'll show you how you adjust them, and we'll fit the mat when that comes. So yeah, if you did enjoy that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again with part 2 of this job at Ken's Jobs. Right, so I'm just giving the frame a bollocks. I'm giving the frame a paint. Right, let's try it again. Right then, so I'm just busy giving the frame a paint, a rub down and a paint, and that'll protect it for a good more few